project time once again. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I highly recommend you do so. If you've just stepped in, there's a huge project going on, and I highly recommend you check out the first video. Actually, what I'm going to do is put them all in playlists as I go along, so I can just link the playlists in order of the videos in the project. So yeah, links to the playlist here down below or in this letter I here. I keep getting confused. Anyway, so today we're going to continue with the audio side of things on the audio board. I'm going to do the equalization circuit, which is, you know, the Baxandel tone control and bass, well, treble control and bass control. So this is my project planning book. This one is the circuit diagrams book. So yeah, that's why I just chose to keep it tidy and keep them separate. So what I need to do is just start following the darn block diagram, which I did, because I'll end up being confused if I do not. This is the power, well, this is being revised, so yeah, just ignore that. That's been ditched and this re-revised here. Right, so first thing you'll notice is the inputs. It's going to be two inputs, which are going to be switched between them using a relay. And then it's going to be the equalization. This is the, you know, one of the main parts. This is what we're going to do today, the equalization, and after that comes the amplifiers, the power amp. I mean, I did the power amp first, you know, just because I wanted to. But I think I need to start following this again, or else I'm just going to get confused. And I'll tell you exactly why, because I have to change something in this circuit because I didn't follow this block diagram. So there we go. It's going to be equalization, the Baxandel circuit. It's actually fairly simple, so it shouldn't take too long, but I do hope that one of the potentiometers that are already from the actual boombox itself is 100k. I do hope that, actually. But anyway, it should be fine. It should be quite straightforward. So let's get started. Why can you never find things that are supposedly right in front of your face? There you go, found it. I've been searching for this for the past 5 minutes and I couldn't find it. I checked this box twice. I'm very thankful to my past self that I've actually, each part of the circuit, I gathered all the components. Just spent the evening gathering all the components and just like put them in separate boxes. Okay, so one thing I've done to save a stupid amount of confusion for now and future is color-coded these terminals using paint markers and top coat, of course, so it doesn't wear away. So I've got my own color codes for this, and I'm gonna like continue with them for the rest. Purple is left audio channel, blue is right audio channel, red is positive, of course, ground negative is black. So, you know, this just makes sense. So I'm just gonna keep that consistent throughout. Any other colors, I'm just gonna, you know, put it in the code and just be consistent with them, because I like things color-coded, and in the future when things need repairing, you know what the freak these are. Because even though you build it, you somehow forget over time. So what I want to do actually first is build it on breadboard, because I've never built this particular circuit. I built like similar ones, but not this particular one. So before I actually finalize it onto this, I want to build it on breadboard and see if it all works. So I'm only going to need this because it's a small circuit. Jumper wires there. Okay, so from audio input connects to 10K. So from the 10K we need a 22 nanofarad, which I believe are these terracotta colored pillows. In terracotta colored pillow there's a 220 nanofarad, which is this zaytuna, olive in Arabic and in Spanish. So we need another 10K going from the center one, which is here. Where does that go to? Let's do it here then, on the opposite side. I'm trying to make it symmetrical so it's not confusing. This side of the 2.2 nanofarad, which is this small zaytuna. The part where the 1K and the 22 nanofarad join, that connects to ground. Okay, so, and that's the entire circuit. Pillows and zaytunas and all. Okay, so let's just connect these. Okay, so later in the day I'm back, and I'd finished building this before I left. I mean, to be honest, the circuit here, I mean, sure, it's got a few components in that regards. It's simple, but at the same time, it's a little confusing. You know, it's got circles and loops going on everywhere. So it's just a little bit, you know, especially for somebody who's dyslexic, it's a bit weird in a sense, but it's easy to miss things. It's easy to miss connections or get something a little wrong. So let's connect these speakers into this and test that circuit out. Once it's fine, I will build it onto here. I've got this feeling that I want to connect capacitors. The datasheet of this, there's no capacitors on the output. There's no DC blocking capacitors or anything like this. This is the base. Okay. 47 microfarads kind of made it feel like, you know, it cut the bass totally. There was no bass whatsoever. And you know, with the 100 microfarads, it was like a little more bass. I'm just gonna put 470 or something like this. Okay, interesting. I need some tea because it's one of those times where you you spend like about a couple of hours messing around and fiddling around with things until you discover new things and get things right. As I said, I got these little tweeters. Yeah. Okay, with regards to extra speakers, you can either connect them in parallel or you can connect them in series. I think parallel kind of like halves the impedance of them or something like that. So it may not be the greatest idea doing that. But series actually, I think, doubles the impedance. It's a little confusing because I'm better with resistance than I'm with impedance. It's just like impedance is that area of electronics which requires a lot of mathematics, and yeah, I'm not good at that. It's all a bit rickety right now with wires everywhere, and you know, there's noise introduced and everything, so you will hear buzzing and stuff, but that's what you expect with all this freaking wire. It's like antenna central. Okay, so now when I play this track, it is gonna go straight to that speaker. It's just gonna be that speaker only, right? Now then, once I separate these two, it's going to go through this tweeter here and then go through that. You will notice, of course, you're gonna notice it going a bit quieter, but you're gonna notice it sounding kind of nicer as well. Hold on a second, let me demonstrate. Now this is without the tweeter. And I'm going to do it with the tweeter. And this is with the tweeter, right? The volume up. I'll let go and put the tweeter on again. Kind of sounds better to me. Right, okay, so I've got this sounding pretty good. I'm actually liking it with that, this tweeter here, in series with that. It just sounds smoother. What I'm going to do actually, I'm going to build a circuit on here, two of this on here, the Baxandel, and you know, just like reroute everything here. Good morning. Last night was one of those nights where, you know, when you're starting to like mess around with stuff and you're trying out new different things to improve. I mean, I don't do math calculations or anything like this. I just do it all practically. You know, that's how I've always done things. You check one value capacitor, how it sounds, then pick another, check it how it sounds, and that's what I did last night for about 3 hours without even realizing it. So yeah, this would have been done last night had I not realized that it was, you know, stupid a freaking clock when I turned and checked the time. Put these speakers back in and keep these well protected. There we go. Wish I could clean everything that easy. I'll be clicking fingers all day freaking long. So first things first, let's put these capacitors in series with the outputs here. So So we need to modify this a little bit. No big deal. We have 470 microfarad capacitors in series with the outputs now. Fantastic. My mind is at ease. So now let's start building this back-sendle circuit on this and doubling it up because, you know, of course, stereo. Now I've made this an input here, an audio input, and slap on the wrist because I did not follow the block diagram and I ended up just foolishly putting it there without thinking. Now that I've seen the block diagram, I know that the back-sendle, the actual EQ circuit, equalization circuit, that's the first thing it should be, and everything else, all the other amplifiers, should be after that one. So now I need to take this out and put the... Oh, actually, I can just keep this in and just leave it, you know. Just, I don't know. It's gonna bug me. It's gonna annoy the freak out of me if I don't take it out. Good, okay, that's out. That was freaking annoying me. I'm so glad I got that out. I can put this in now, and that can be the audio input to the entire board. Ow. That's not nice. Ow. The holes on this PCB are just a little too small. So it's hard to kind of like put terminal pins and terminal blocks and stuff like that in. So that's nicely in now. Let's start building from there. Because that's the input, the audio input now for the entire board. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is actually build these two circuits, the left and the right side channel, parallel to one another. As in build them at the same time. So if I'm going to put a resistor for left, I'll put the resistor for right at the same time. To make the holes wider for the terminal pins to fit through. It's freaking annoying. These holes are just a little too small. Normally they're not that bad. I don't know what's with these circuit boards. Maybe that's why they're a little cheaper. And yes, that stupid freaking scratch is when I was trying to push the terminal pin with the pliers and it slipped. Not wise, but it's freaking annoying. I wish there was a tool that with a flat end, that rough flat end that you could just like push through. Is there such a tool? If so, please tell me. I'll buy one right now. Right, so I've put in the 10K resistor here, which are these two. I'm doing one for each side, as I said, and 22 nanofarad here, 220 nanofarad here, and I'm just about to put this 2 into on this side of the 10K resistor, which is going to be here. So it's a lot of pillows and zaytuns. Zaytun put here. Okay, so finally I'm done. Just one last little bit. Now, as you see here, stereo equalization with points where to solder the actual variable resistors onto. So what I need to do now is just measure up the wire length so I can just, you know, put the variable resistors, solder them on, because there's so many freaking points here. It's like per channel there's 6 points because it's 2 variable resistors per channel. So that's gonna need, you know, I'd rather do that now than forget and start trying to figure out what the freak everything is later on. Okay, so this amplifier board here is gonna be right over on this side. It's gonna be slotted in here. Yeah, like this. I'm gonna mount it on there. So the actual potentiometers themselves are gonna be here on this surface. From here, I want to keep this obviously short as possible. So the less, you know, freaking wires of the circuit board, the better, because less interference. Okay. Found a bit of wire here. Okay, so length it here. Okay, so you will notice here these potentiometers are dual gang, so it's like, you know, 2 potentiometers in one, and the values will change as one. So what we need is one for both the trebles. So both the trebles on each side will be turned at the same time, and one for both the bases. So both the bases will be turned on each channel at one time. So let's identify the thingies. Actually, you know what I want to do is, you might as well just get the wires, halve them, and solder them on here first, I think. Let's tin each one of these. Okay, that's done. It's nice and quick. So these are done now, all prepped. This is for the bass, this is for the treble. Now these 2 blue ones are the center of for the bass one. So we're going to look at the bass one on the circuit diagram, which is this. So the center is in between, well, it's connecting to the 22 nanofarad and the 220 nanofarad. So basically it's the cushion and the zaytuna, the olive. Okay, now that is done, but that was by no freaking means straightforward. There was a few confusions going on. I realized at one point that I hadn't even put the terminal pins for one of the connections, so I had to do that twice on each side. The reason why I don't want to connect them directly to the power amplifier is because, okay, we've just done this part here, the equalization circuit. Volume and balance, that's gonna come before the equalization, actually. That's how it's gonna be. So just ignore those. This is gonna be a relay switch, and the audio out coming from the equalization is gonna have to switch between the power amplifier and the headphone amplifier, which I haven't actually done yet. So this is the part of the circuit that I'm gonna have to do, and then connect this power amplifier to that. And then in the next video, when I connect the build the headphone amplifier, I'm gonna connect that to the other side of it. So, you know, the relay will switch between these two. I'll have a switch on it. So yeah, that's my plan. So let's give myself a nice juicy relay switch. So let's see how well they click. That's a nice juicy click. Well, what can I say? It's important to me. I need to pick out the best relay switch. Okay, so I've added the electronic switch circuit and yeah, it works fine. It'll switch. It'll be on the power amp, but if you actually energize the coil, it will switch to headphones. And of course, if you take the switch off, it'll go back to power. I don't know, I just wanted to do this way. I know it's not the most practical. I can put a double pulse switch on there, I know that, yeah, but I just want to use relays and be clickety-click, and the project is not just about practicality, you know, it's a bit of a work of art as well, as I've done here also. Okay, so I've connected everything up, the speakers, the input power as well, so let's turn it on. That is some serious freaking noise. Why? Sounds like a stupid radio. Pee off, that's not acceptable. What the frick was that? Oh, okay. Okay. I forgot to join this ground, that one, I think. Freak's sake. Okay, I joined the grounds together. Is it even working? I just turned it on. Wow. It is working. Literally no noise. Which was way better than the breadboard build. Wow. Let's see if it works. Sweet. The bass works. Treble, do you work? Whoa. Oh my goodness, this sounds amazing. Oh my goodness, a success! And a fantastic success, there's no noise. Which I was worried about, to be honest. Let's check the relay. Because when you energize the coil of the relay, it should switch to headphones. Yeah, let's switch to headphones. Fantastic! So we've done the equalization of this. Well, I'm happy. It's all working, it's all going well. So this is finally built. What I'm going to do next is do the headphone amplifier circuit in the next video, and hopefully get this audio board completely done so we can move on to the next part of the SIDBoomBox. This is really starting to come together now and I'm really happy. So, thanks so much for your likes, your shares. Do leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to check out my other videos and do subscribe for more, and also don't forget to hit that bell icon. Many thanks to all my patrons for supporting my channel, especially to my huge supporters and top tier patrons: Electronskip UK, Axel Dominator, Robert Minis, Rich Corboot, Bohan Wayne Mitchell, and Chris Sevlensky. Do see the video descriptions below to check out my patrons' websites and YouTube channels. Adios!